Good morning, student. Today I am here to explain you the story of Pannadai. I am going to read and explain the story. Listen carefully. This is a story about courage of Pannadai. So let's start. Maharana Sangram Singh, commonly known as Rana Sanga, was a Rajput ruler of Mewar, princely state. Princely state means a state within the former British Empire in India, where an Indian prince ruled on behalf of the British. So, Rana Sanga was a Rajput ruler of Mewar, princely state in northwest India before the formation of Indian Republic. He belonged to the Sisodia clan of Rajput. He ruled Mewar from 1508 to 1528. When the state of Mewar was formed, Chittorgarh was its first capital. Eventually, the name of the kingdom became Udaipur after the name of the new capital. Now, when the state of Mewar was formed, the Chittorgarh was the first capital of Maharana Sangram Singh, and after that the name of the kingdom became Udaipur. Okay, and this is the capital. Now, Rana Sanga's eldest son and heir to the throne, Bhoj Raj, had been killed in a battle in 1521. In the Battle of Khanwa, Rana Sanga fought against the Mughal Emperor Babur. The battle ended in Mughal victory and the Rana died shortly thereafter in 1528. So, this is about Rana Sanga's eldest son, and throne and heir to the throne means the chair of the king is called throne. Bhoj Raj had killed in a battle in 1521. This is the younger eldest son. In the battle of Khanwa, Rana Sanga fought against Mughal Emperor Babur, and the battle ended in Mughal victory. Mughal win this battle, and Rana Sanga died in this war, in the battle. The eldest among his surviving sons, Rana Ratan Singh II, succeeded him to the throne. Unfortunately, he couldn't rule for long and passed away only after 4 years. After his death, he was succeeded by his other brother, Vikramaditya Singh, who was Rana Sanga and Rani Karnavati, eldest son, and the elder brother of Uday Singh II. Rani Karnavati had placed the younger son Uday Singh in the care of her trusted and loyal maid Panna, who was a wet nurse. Wet nurse means a woman employed to suckle another woman's child. Now, Panna means emerald in Hindi, and Dai means wet nurse. Panna had a son of her own, Chandan, who was the same age as the young Prince Uday, and they were playmates. So, Karnavati, younger son Uday Singh, is been in the care of Pannadai, and Pannadai is a maid and taking full care of Uday Singh, and she himself had a son called Chandan, and they have both Uday Singh and Chandan are of the same age. Now, Vikramaditya was all of the 14 when he claimed the throne after his brother's death. However, he was a temperamental and arrogant ruler. Many nobles and chieftains means leaders of clans in the court of Mewar did not like his way of ruling. So Vikramaditya is a very rude, temperamental and arrogant ruler. As a result, many of them left, never to return till he was on the throne. Once he abused and misbehaved with an old chieftain in the court. This was the last straw of them. They placed Vikramaditya under place arrest, making Uday Singh the heir elect to the throne. So, once Vikramaditya abused, misbehaved, get arrogant with the old chieftain. So he was replaced with Uday Singh. A distance council of Maharana Sangram Singh Banvir was appointed as regent. Regent means a person appointed to administer a state because the monarch is a minor or absent or incapacitated. Banvir, who always considered himself to be the rightful heir. Heir means a person legally entitled to the property or rank of another on the person's death. Knew that it was the right time for him to fulfill his ambitions. Only two obstacles remained between him and the throne was Vikramaditya and his brother Uday Singh. So Banvir thought that he was the rightful person to become a ruler of this kingdom, but in between this there is two more person who was the rightful person is Vikramaditya and Uday Singh. He killed Rana Vikramaditya in his palace and with the same bloody sword hurried toward the place quarters of Pannadai with the intention of getting rid of the last obstacle Uday. So Banvir killed Vikramaditya and he was moving forward towards the Uday Singh to kill them. Banvir was spotted by a maid servant who promptly informed Panna of his cruel deed and intention. Panna's mind became racing. She had to protect the only living heir to the throne of Mewar. So, Pannadai was informed by a maid servant that this Banvir is coming to kill Uday Singh. So, this Pannadai, protecting the only living heir of the throne of Mewar. Both Uday and her son were sleeping. Both Uday and her son means Pannadai's son was sleeping. Uday and Pannadai's son was sleeping. She lifted Uday and put him in a big basket and covered it with fruits and quickly called in a male servant and ordered him to take the basket to safe location by the river bank and wait there until she joined him. So he called male servant and ordered them to take to the river bank. After the servant was gone, she quickly shifted her son Chandan to the Uday's bed. Means he shifted, he replaced Uday to her son Chandan and covered him with a blanket. Soon after, Banvir rushed into the room, overcome with rage and carrying a sword covered with blood. He was so full of rage, angry, that he didn't even lift the blanket to see who was sleeping under it, and brought his sword down on poor Chandan, who was killed. Banvir then announced officially himself to be the king. After killing actually Banvir thought that whom he going to kill is Uday Singh, but Pannadai already replaced the Uday Singh with his own son Chandan. Panna watched in horror as her own son was murdered. She could not even mourn for her own child. The Rajput women were known for their bravery and courage. She quickly placed a few clothes and supplies and left the fort to meet the servant at the designated spot. From there, Panna took Uday Singh to the Kumbhalgarh. She knew his identity could not be revealed because his safety was supreme. Means Uday Singh's safety is first important because his safety was supreme. She eventually found refuge in the house of the governor of Kumbhalgarh, Asha Shah. They stayed there for a few years. In 1539, a chieftain from Mewar visited Kumbhalgarh, and Uday Singh, now a young man, was sent to receive him. He was introduced as the governor of Nevu. After a few years, in 1539, one chieftain visited Kumbhalgarh, and after that, now the Uday Singh was very young, not a small child, and he was introduced as a governor of Nevu. However, his mannerisms and personality made the chieftain believe that the young man wasn't the governor of Nevu. A rumor quickly spread that Uday Singh was alive. Now this chieftain understand and recognize that this small boy, young boy man, is not a nephew of this governor, but he is Uday Singh. A group of chiefs and noblemen went to the Kumbhalgarh to interview Uday Singh and Panna Dai. It was then clearly established that he was indeed Uday Singh, the surviving son of Maharana Sangram Singh and the rightful heir of the throne of Mewar, the original and the real ruler of Mewar. Uday Singh was proclaimed to be the king by the nobles and the chieftains, and his coronation was held at Kumbhalgarh. In 1540, Uday Singh marched on Chittor to reclaim his throne. Banvir was defeated. It is not sure whether he escaped or he was killed. Uday Singh was declared the Maharana of Mewar. He was the 53rd ruler of the Mewar dynasty. He later found the city of Uday in Rajasthan, Udaipur in Rajasthan. It was all made possible by the ultimate sacrifice made by Panna Dai, who gave sacrifice of his own son Chandan. That is why the Uday Singh is still alive, who exemplified the courage that Rajput women are known for. Her sacrifice of her son for the sake of duty. The job is first, the duty is important. You should be loyal to your job. Is unparalleled in Indian history. Unparalleled means having no other example, exemptional. So, student, I hope all of you understand the story. Thank you. Stay safe and keep learning.